Hello, hello, hello. Coffee time. It's coffee time again. Ugh. Where were we? I don't remember. I remember nothing. One of the criticisms that's always levelled at me, which is good fun. Whenever I, well, whenever I do anything really that people don't like, especially when it's to do with music and music reviews, people come at me. They come at me. And it usually takes one or two forms. It usually goes, huh, well, what have you done? No. What do you know about music? And then I usually point them in the direction of the music I've recorded. That usually turns out well. Or another form of attack is to note the various musical instruments behind me, which I think I've kind of subconsciously put there to troll people, because I don't need all these instruments, do I? I don't need them. Do I need them? Maybe to make me feel good. Do I need all those rotten CDs? What do we need in this world? But maybe they're just there to annoy people. Part of me thinks it's a troll. I do feel like I'm trolling. And they say, well, seeing all the guitars behind you, you're obviously a frustrated and failed musician. So yeah, and I had that levelled at me from that bloke from Marillion, that Scottish fella from Marillion. I had him. He led with that, and I've had it recently with the Stephen Wilson fans, Porcupine Tree fans, and it tickles me. I'm tickled, because there's many ways to look at this. Firstly, how do you measure success and failure? Look at someone like I don't know, Nick Drake, for example, who, when he was alive, couldn't get arrested. Couldn't sell a record. Played a few gigs. Even used to do gigs with Genesis back in the day. That's the prog connection. But it's only with his subsequent passing and mythologising that he's got the career. Is it? It's not really a career. Musical standing that he has, that we know him. And that's really interesting, because there are very few artists. I mean, in the world of art, I suppose Vincent van Gogh. He's or Van Gogh, tomato. He's probably one of the best examples of that. But a lot of artists, painters and that, weren't rich. They relied on patrons and whatnot for their living costs and whatnot. Few made money out of commissions, and the same can be said for like musicians of their day. Only very few of them were like rock stars of their time. Amadeus, Mozart. I don't know if you've seen that. So that's kind of interesting. So how do we define success and failure? I don't know. I was thinking about it. So I was thinking about my music and my musical career and what my motivations are. I make music because it's my hobby. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy doing. I've never wanted to play live or be in a band, because I don't like people. They confuse me. I like doing things myself. That's the challenge for me. And music I've always found difficult. It's getting easier as I've got older, because again, with practice you develop craft, and with craft you can pull off the effort. Pull off your art with effortlessly. Must put the right teeth in. So yeah. I've never really wanted to do that. I was trying to think if I've ever sent any of my music out to anywhere. And I don't think, I always say I haven't. And I was really thinking about it. I think I sent a tape out, like really, when I was doing stuff on the 4-track. And I'd done some again, I don't even know if it. Well, I can't remember what I'd sent out, but I remember reading this article in Sound on Sound, and it was this fellow who did kind of ambient music, and it wasn't anybody that I owned. I didn't own any of his albums or anything, but I liked his ethos. I read the article. I was kind of like, I thought, oh, this is somebody who I like, even though I don't know any of his music. And I don't know if I sent a tape to him. I don't even know if it was anything that I own. I don't think it might have been something I'd experimented on or whatnot. But it was kind of electronic ambient music. But I don't even. Again, this is a vague memory. I remember sending it off, and it was more like a "what do you think" sort of thing. You know, it was more like for advice, I think, than actually being signed. Because he didn't. I don't think he had a label. I think he was self-published. I wish I could remember the guy's name. And I can't remember if I ever got a letter back. I think I might have got a letter back where he just said, like, kind of keep it up sort of thing. Yeah, keep going, develop on melody. That was it. It was something about developing melody. Work on your melody. Melodic side of things. And other than that, I've never really sent anything out. So I like to say I've never failed because I've never tried. You see, never tried. I remember sending, again, was it a tape or was it an audio file for a band who wanted a singer? I'm not going to name them, but they probably know me. I don't know, might know me. But I remember thinking, oh, this was when I was, when you just think, oh, well, this will be a laugh. Maybe I can do this sort of thing. And I sung into my crappy Tandy microphone, and it sounded terrible. I can imagine it was awful. But I don't think it ever got back to me because I was asking for people to send in stuff, send in like tapes or something. But like I said, these people, like that band doesn't. I don't think that band even exists anymore. So I can't remember when that was. Was it? Maybe it's about the late 90s, 98-ish, maybe 97, 98. But I'm going to protect my modesty and I'm not going to name them. But that's it. And other than that, ping. Oh, Mrs. has just brought a Greg's lunch. So I can tell. My watch tells me. Herb's getting his hair cut today. So, because the kids are off school today. It's an inset day. Not an insect day, an inset day. And Herb's getting his hair cut. And we're going to have a Greg's lunch. I think it's our first Greg's lunch in 2 years. Hooray! I forgot where I was at. I was just burbling away there. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the music thing, when the internet came along, I thought, oh, this is good. I can like self-publish. I can do the punk thing, because I believe in like doing it yourself. And so that's where it kind of started for me. And that's kind of, because I had these kind of periods of recording. When I was younger, the 4-track was a means of getting ideas down, also to practice. And I kind of, because I didn't have a band, I was my own band, so I practiced. And that's how I got so good. So I've been playing myself for a long time. Remember that. Darren got good because he plays with himself a lot, right? And I recommend you should all play with yourself too, as often as you can. That sounds perfectly normal. So yeah, that was where the 4-track came in. And then I had a period where I stopped for a while. Because I think I just kind of, again, the technology, I kind of reached my limit with what I could do. And I needed like an 8-track. Because I was using a 4-track. And I couldn't really afford an 8-track because they were like over £1,000. Back in the like mid-90s, and it was like, whoa, £1,000? So that would have been like, I don't know, about 10 grand today, in today's money. So I kind of stopped, and again, because I thought I needed the technology to kind of catch up. And then I started again, and then the computer music things kind of started. Because I knew that was coming, I could feel it. Because I've read up on these things. I was still reading Sound on Sound and whatnot. I don't read it anymore, funny enough. I've got out of buying magazines, but I used to love reading that from cover to cover. So when computers were able to start recording multi-track audio, this was about 96, I think, 97. Um, I started up again, and so that's when the second phase of my recordings started, and that kind of corresponded with the internet becoming a more well-known thing, so I could, publish stuff on my own website and whatnot. And then, there was mp3.com back in the day, which allowed you to upload things and this, that, and the other, and it's good fun, and that's kind of where my musical career comes in. And ever since then, I've just been, it's something I enjoy. I get a real buzz out of doing, like the production side of things as well. Getting things to sound nice, and that's the. I just it arouses me in ways that things, because Mrs. always wanted me to write more, because I'm a natural writer. That's what that's my profession. That's my career. That's what I failed in. Even I didn't fail in, because I always wanted to write for a living, i.e., get paid to write, and I achieved that. Okay, not of any note. I done it, did it in various aspects, in magazines, on television, via teletext, on websites, freelance magazines, whatnot, So, and I did that for, crikey, I'm trying to think now. How long was my media career? 14 years before I kind of stopped when I had the shop. So I did 14 years of media, But this isn't my career. I don't know why am I? Don't say anything. Be quiet at the back there. But it always tickles me when people have a go at my music, because I think it's going to upset me. One guy said, "Yeah," because I said, "Oh, go and have a listen. Go on, have a listen to this. Your garbage music." It's his opinion. He's entitled to it. I enjoy it, and that's that. Because I do it for me. I'm not like Stephen Wilson, who panders to an audience. I actually do the music I want to do. And I should have said that. I mean, with Fish, I never even bothered to reply to him, because again, he was just being mean because I didn't like his record. And I can understand it. And if you don't like what I do, I've had people post negative reviews on Amazon, on websites, and that's fine. I'm a big boy. Put my big boy pants on. I find it, the stinkier the review, the funnier it is. But but when people write nice things, I'm incredibly humbled by it. It makes it gives incredibly incredible emotional response when people say nice things about me, whereas people say nasty things, I don't feel anything, because I've had nasty things said to me for a long time, for many years. You see, when I was very young, very young, my father took me to one side and told me, "Nobody likes you. Nobody will ever like you. You will never have any friends." Basically called me a freak, and then left. I never told my mother about that. I told the missus, and that kind of really kind of got to me, And it's always probably why I don't like people and don't trust people. Because I could have only been about 7. But I remember at the time I kept asking my nan, "Did you like me?" And even she said, "What's wrong? What's happened?" I couldn't tell her. I couldn't tell her what really happened. And it passed, So I'm used to people having a go at me. I'm used to people, sticking the knife in. If you think you're going to hurt me, if you think you can get to me by using words, yeah, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. That was my father. It was my father when I was about 7, 6 or 7, did that to me. So when you've been physically and mentally abused from a young age, and then you, like I said, you have your mother, then take her hatred out on you because of what happened with my father and her. Oh, you just like your father. You learn not to feel anything, and I don't feel anything. I haven't got any feelings. So it does amuse me greatly when people come on to YouTube or social media especially the lunatics who think they know what I'm about and they don't, because they don't pay attention because they're greatly deluded. Or, like I say, the fans are upset because I said something about an album that they really like, and instead of actually growing up, and actually thinking, blimey, I wonder where this comes from. I wonder if he's actually, I wonder why he sees it this way. We live in a very strange society at the moment where reaction, everybody reacts. We live in a very reactionary time where nobody actually considers or thinks. They hashtag be kind everywhere, but nobody actually does. They don't actually think about things. They don't actually question. And they've got to remember that a lot of these reviews, they are meant to be entertainment. Now, if I sat there and stroked my fucking beard and was all earnest about things, I really like it when you're positive. I can't be positive about every album. That'd be ridiculous. Though I have theorised that that's the way to go. I mean, the Queen reviews recently have gone down well because, largely I enjoy the records because, but even I can see the strengths and weaknesses in them, because I love music. And I think if you blindly accept every fucking record that comes at you because you like a band or whatnot, then that's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. But yeah, this is why I'm a musical failure. A complete, absolute failure. And I accept my failure. But if you haven't checked it out already, it's just an advert. So you can go and check out music.darrenlock.com. It's my Bandcamp page. It's links to my Bandcamp page. You can listen to stuff for free. And if you like it, you can not pay, or you can pay, you can buy, you can not. There's even this subscription thing, which is cool. If you subscribe, you pay. It's like £3 a month, and you get access to like everything and any future releases, and that's really cool. And I haven't done it recently. I need to upload some more stuff, but there's a load of like mixes and stuff because there's loads of music, and all of it absolute garbage. That's the important thing. You've got to notice that it's all garbage. Everything's shit. But this is the Darren Lock guarantee. I guarantee that you will like at least one of the songs I've recorded. Now, considering I've recorded over 565, I think it is, songs, I like those odds. That's a good guarantee, isn't it? It's a good guarantee to have. But yeah, I'm just coming here to tell you that I'm a musical failure and share that. It's like AA. When you get up in AA and say I'm alcoholic. This is Musical Failure Anonymous, MFA, or Mother Anonymous. I'm a musical failure. Thank you for watching. Oh, there are people in. Padge is in. Am I keeping? Yeah, I'm still keeping it. Wadsley's in. How's my groove been? Oh, I got a bad back. Padge says, ignore the trolls. Sad and pathetic. I do, but I'm just talking in general. I just find it funny. I find it funny. I find people amusing. I don't mind if they disagree. I'd like to know why they like these records, but they can never explain why. But they want me to do a thesis on why I don't like them. When I say, well, this is just derivative, and I'm sure that everything is part of it's a very cynical. I'm talking about Stephen Morse, very cynical artist, and I do explain in the best ways I can. But they want some sort of college dissertation. Whereas when I say to them, so what do you like about it? And they go, well, he's a musical genius, and I laugh. I laugh so hard and nearly shit myself, Harry Cat's in. I thought you were dead because it hasn't been around. You haven't been around for a while. Personally, I find working alone could be one of the hardest ways to make music. Yeah, sorry, you cut off. Well, again, I think I've recorded once with one fellow. We did a thing, and it was all right. But I found myself doing most of the heavy lifting because I was the recording engineer. I was doing all the lifting, and he was just coming in and recording his guitar and bass parts. That's not a slight on him. It's just the way the arrangement was, and we had limited time, and it was fun because he pushed me in different directions. And I like to think that we, and I'd like to do more of that, but it's just impractical because I do it from a corner. Look, this is it. This is my corner. There's not enough room for another. You see what it's like when we do the Doctor Who reviews. There's not enough room for the kids. Good job I've got a wide lens, isn't it? Whoop. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to fit the kids in. No, but it's just you should go and look at some of the comments on those the Stephen Wilson thing. It's fantastic. They are real. They're real comedy gold, man. Was it Genesis? Yes, it was. I did audition for Genesis around the Calling All Stations era. I've been exposed. That wasn't Genesis. But yeah, kind of in the right area. Brendan says, played in pubs and clubs for years up to the point when recording from home became possible. Used to try stuff out in sound checks before that. Thought if one person likes it, then it's worthwhile. All right. That's cool. Aricat says, was it because the band you auditioned in hired fish instead? That wasn't Marillion. I'm not going to say who it was. Alex says, a happy lunchtime. Happy lunchtime to you. Ness says, you're a lovely man and very talented. Are you still on the antibiotics? Are you drunk? No, I mean, I just didn't know what to talk about. And the news looks a bit depressing, so I thought I'll talk about the one thing I know too well, and that's me. Just talk about me. But no, I was just thinking about it. I say talk about me at the moment, because that's what coffee time used to be about back in the old days. It was more, me just, chewing the fat. I mean, I don't want your sympathy or anything. I woke up with a bad back. My lower back must have clicked in out of place, and it's like, I'm trying to get to click back in. It's right near me coccyx. It is right near me coccyx. So yeah, bit stiff. If only, eh? If only. It's my age. I'm just tired. Need an updated Electric God. Oh God, I was thinking about doing that actually. I think not just that song, but maybe going back, and I did that a bit on one of the things I did in the late 90s. Or was it around was it God Pays Debts Without Money? I did, was it 6 of one, half dozen the other, where I did 6 old songs and 6 new songs. I know that's the kids are ringing the doorbell. So I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for watching. It's been beautiful.